Hello. I hope you're having a fantastic day today. And something that's been on my mind for like a little while that I wanted to talk about is kind of my journey, I guess, a little bit with semen retention, which is something I've been practicing since October 28th. I've referenced this in my past videos before with how I used to be addicted to porn, how that is soul sucking, and I might have mentioned succubus, demonic attachments, and how lust just really weighs on your soul. And something that's been in my mind recently, because I've experienced it, is how spiritual attack, spiritual warfare regarding lust does not end whenever you quit porn. You gotta still be on high alert and still protecting your energy. And recently, I had a dream with a succubus that was trying to take my sexual energy, and that is 100% very, very, very real. I only really started noticing it once I decided porn was gone. Once I finally got rid of that, then I started getting attacks in my dream where the succubus, the lust demon, would try to provoke me and steal my energy in my dream. And then I would wake up feeling the sense of guilt, like it felt real. Even though that didn't even actually happen in the real world, but you have an astral body. So I noticed that that was happening whenever I wasn't watching porn, but I was still having lust. For example, whenever I look at somebody. Whenever I just like have certain thought patterns that have been ingrained and programmed into me from watching porn for so long, from just the way that society is programmed, from music. Whenever I was listening to, for example, music that was lustful, or I'm at the gym and just having lustful thoughts, that is whenever that started creeping into my dream world, because they want to keep you attached to them, those demons, right? They want to suck your energy as much as they can. So if you're not actively participating in the waking world, in that sense of physically blah 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 blahing, that's an interesting way of putting it, but I think you know what I'm getting at. You're still could be participating in your thoughts. It doesn't have to necessarily be actions. So it's just where you're putting your attention to, where you're tying those energetic attachments to. So make sure, you gotta really be casting out demons, demonic attachments, hexes, curses, spellwork, voodoo, all of that, Santeria, Brujeria. Cast all of that out and invite in pure light and just genuinely pay attention. Am I inviting this activity, this demonic activity, into my life through my actions in some way? Am I fully reformed from lust? I don't know if we ever are, 100%, but am I still on a level actively engaging with it in ways that I've been programmed to, but I'm not fighting back against? I fought back against porn, for example, but there might be other programming patterns that I've yet to break through, so you got to be paying attention. Really, if you are doing all that you can, if you're casting it out as much as you can, and you gotta really take it seriously. Whenever you quit watching porn, whatever, you may stop taking it quite as seriously, because whenever you get far into that semen retention journey, you kind of might feel a little bit far off from your past struggles. You feel like a completely different person. So you just assume that you're fully reformed, I guess, but there's ways that we can always be doing better. So just be watching for that. And the dream realm is exactly where you're going to get those attacks the most. Thoughts will creep in the waking realm and in the dream realm. If you're playing into that in the waking realm, or your soul, your spirit, you're playing into that, and you're not fully ushering it away, get out of my life now, I cast it out. I cast out all lust, all demonic attachments. If you're not taking the effort, the initiative to heal fully and to cast out lust out of your life, to break those attachments fully, and they're in more subtle ways than just porn. So whenever you get rid of porn, there's subtle ways that lust still wraps you up in its bonds. But no, do not fall for it. And notice it whenever it comes up so you could cast it away. But if you're noticing it and continuing in it and not breaking that pattern, that's whenever you're going to have these lust, succubus demons in your dreams trying to steal your energy in the dream realm. And I had a very vivid one where I woke up and I was like, what, did that actually happen? But no, it didn't. It was in the dream realm completely, but it felt so very real. And I think that's because on some level my soul was still kind of like attached to lust. So yes, it did have the weight of the lust, and I was probably getting drained by a succubus in my dream. So that, you really, just because you're on semen retention and you're not watching porn, you quit that, does not mean that you're pure. You got to be casting that stuff out daily, taking an effort, an initiative to really fully transform. And you got to be taking it serious. You can't be slacking whenever it comes to casting out demonic attachments, entities, energies, and not allowing yourself to settle into that. It's not as bad as what I was at before, so it's fine. No, just because you quit porn doesn't mean you're out of lust for good. You have some good work to do to untangle all the programming that's happened to you from that era where you were watching it, and just programming in general in society. It's bad, especially music, movies. There's a lot of subliminal stuff that you may not believe it, but that creeps in, and that can affect you in ways that you might not have previously even noticed. And you notice those more subtle ways. Whenever you quit watching porn, you notice the more subtle ways that lust gets you. Because before, you just have a little urge and then you'd instantly go to porn or whatever. But now, the lust almost finds excuses where it'll come up in more subtle ways. And you'll notice it for what it is more. And you have to take initiative to get rid of it. Don't allow it to remain in your life at all. Get rid of that shit. Out now! Oh, succubus gone! And succubus are real. That's kind of the main message that I wanted to get out in this video, because I think a lot of people do not take that stuff as seriously as they should, and it's a very big, serious deal. Let me just get a thumbnail really quick. It's a big deal, bigger than you can even imagine until you experience it firsthand. Yeah, the demonic realm is real, and you should not be allowing yourself to hold any attachments, any binds to it. And whenever you notice that you have an attachment still in some way, like you're actively participating in something that's lowering your vibration, and you recognize that, you have to take the initiative. No one else can really do it, right? And if you're already on your semen retention journey, just remember how painful it was whenever you were constantly relapping. And use that, because you are going to experience the same pain whenever it comes to any lust coming back around, in more subtle ways even. It's going to be the same pattern, so you just got to kick that shit out. Kick it out. Kick it out. And get it done. Pure Light's gonna win. We are gonna cast out these demonic attachments one bind at a time, all gone, wiped away. Our aura clean, purified, and sealed with Pure Light. Nothing getting through that aura, no darkness. And we're not gonna participate in that lust, because we're not on that level anymore that we used to be. And we recognize lust for what it is and how it's holding us back. And we don't want that, right? We need to purify our intentions, our desire, and lust is a big way we have to do that, because that's one of the things that crumbles not just men, women too, anyone. Lust is, it's bright. That's how you know that the truth is being spoken. You just get a ton of light shone down. Woo! Yeah, lust ain't good. That's the main message. Succubus are real. And even if you quit watching porn, lust, it's on the spirit's level. You might not be doing like a physical action like you were in the past when watching porn, masturbating, but your soul, it's the intentions. You need to purify your intentions, and then you can get rid of the succubus, and you need to be praying over that daily. And we got what it takes. This shit is gone. It is already lost. And so it is. Love you guys.